of owning a cafe and other heroic deeds by Beware the Tristero. Chapter 53. Talks. Part 3. Walking in alone, Shouta had expected many things. Shigaraki was standing watch outside. Apparently All Might had a security staff overseeing him too, and they'd been asked to move aside at the pro's request. The noble-headed idiot didn't want him to feel uncomfortable, did he? He had expected to see the man staving off a bundle of starry-eyed nurses. He had expected to see him laughing, joking, or yucking it up on the phone. He had expected to see him posing for a photograph or two with his famous smile in place.
That was quite the morning, wasn't it?
However, there sat in his bed, his bronzed form swaddled in a hospital gown. All Might looked as though he'd been dragged through a hedge backwards through hell. The media smile was replaced by a softer one without his usual Hollywood fleshing of teeth. His hair was disheveled, and his left eye was swollen closed. What swaths of that sun-kissed skin weren't covered by material boasted charred lines that were slathered with a salve and slowly but surely healing. God.
Yeah,
He agreed as he walked towards him, his own lips clipped in a grin as he approached the chair set up for him to sit in.
and here I thought that my usual morning rush was hectic.
He chuckled before with a blink. The older man, by about 10 years or so, Sir Night-Eye had let slip once, was set up, hesitant fingers centimeters from his purple neck.
That bastard!
He breathed.
Shouta-kun, yo,
He said, those blue eyes filled with worry, with guilt.
forgive me.
He murmured, his expression crestfallen, those digits trembling.
This is all my oi.
He got in, his hands reaching up to clasp the one hesitating so close to his damaged skin.
None of this is anyone's fault, except his.
He stated, their eyes locked, his expression firm.
I meant what I wrote to you on those goddamn napkins.
He furthered.
He dared to hurt the people I cared about. I chose to go after him. I would have done anything. I would do this morning all over again 1,000 times more, if I had to.
He assured.
He came to my cafe. He targeted Tomura. He tried to ruin his life. He has been ruining yours for years.
He continued, his brows furrowing.
So what if I have a few bruises? Do you honestly think I care?
He asked.
Shut up! What are a few bruises compared to helping you? To freeing Tomura from the asshole's influence to keeping the people I care about safe, huh?
He upped his tone, incredulous.
That is just like you, to be sitting there, covered in the marks that monster left on you, and worrying about me.
He grinned.
We're actually quite a lot alike, aren't we?
He chuckled.
Although, if I had to hazard a guess, I might be slightly better in the kitchen, whilst you could bench press the Noraneka without breaking a sweat. So maybe our similarities stop at being a pair of reckless do-gooders, huh?
Feeling his shoulders relax a little when the other chopped at his sniggering, he experienced further relief when those strong digits, strong enough to tear through concrete, gave his hands a soft squeeze back.
You're definitely beyond skilled in the cooking department, Shouta-kun.
He admitted that guilty heaviness dropped from his features, those neon eyes a little brighter for a second.
And about you being reckless,
He sighed.
I heard your plan. I heard Mirai, my best friend, confirm its success, but
He cut off softly.
I heard how you planned to save me. And you did all of that so quickly with no hesitancy because you chose to use yourself as bait. Bait is a little shut up.
Feeling his mouth close, that haunted look returning to All Might's features once more, the cafe owner huffed. The blonde obviously needed to say his piece, and who was here to stop him?
What you did, I'm grateful beyond words, but
He tried, those eyes closing, a tremor running through him.
you could have been killed. You were nearly, why? How could? I did it because I knew that you'd save me.
Blinking, his cheeks heating a little at the admission that poured out of him like water, like a confession he'd not realized that he needed to make. The eraser quirk user knew that he'd meant every word of it. Their eyes still locked.
There's no recklessness involved when the end result is a given, right? So, I made a rational choice. I played our logical ruse. He explained, his tone gentle but filled with conviction before he smiled once more. Besides, a small ruthless little part of me wanted to dish out some damage.
He offered a sweat drop or two, peppering his temple.
Yeah, this whole pro-hero thing.
The Raven Airman smirked.
I'm pretty sure I'm not cut out for it.
He snickered.
I bet you guys have a big rule book or something that forbids crotch shots, swearing, and feeling an enormous sense of self-satisfaction when your foe's at a critical disadvantage. Right.
Allowing his smile to broaden when All Might couldn't hide his laugh. Shouta hummed thoughtfully. See, he could deflect other things, like people feeling worried, guilty, or sad, with humor, right? That wouldn't upset Shigaraki-san, surely.
That, and I'd have to run around in a mask of your handsome mug so that people would think I was smiling.
He mused.
And as for weapons, well, I guess I could make some short red shuriken. Don't look out! Not all my ribs! Or I'd let all moms take cupcakes and throw them. No, please, have mercy! I can't! Well, could I name myself besides Catam? The Caked Crusader, the Muffin Mauler, the Confectioner.
He sniggered.
I'm certain Muffin Man has already been trademarked, and besides, can you imagine me in a skin-tight bodysuit like the one you wear? Oh, hey, are you alright?
He asked, his tone a little alarmed. The man had gone bright red from his flushed chest right up to his ears. The laughter that had been bubbling from his mouth now stuttered and stumbling from his mouth as those blue eyes looked from him to their joined hands and back again.
Forgive me,
he breathed, the hand he trapped squeezing his once more.
I hope I'm not overstepping when I say this, Shouta, but I hope you know. I hope you understand that I'm in awe of you, truly,
he murmured.
And as much as I value our friendship, your wit and advice, I must confess that I am very much looking forward to taking you out on the Sunday evening we've agreed upon,
he said, a large warm thumb rubbing over his smaller, paler fingers. Blinking, that weird but not unwelcome feeling fluttering around in his chest again, the cafe owner huffed softly.
All the more reason for you to rest up and get better.
He murmured fondly, his tone indulgent.
I'm really looking forward to it too, you know.
He left the man after a few more quiet words. The other's eyes had been drooping, a mixture of exhaustion and painkillers he'd been willing to bet the entire time. Poor guy. And in a move that was completely out of character for him, he blamed all the PDA he'd seen Dobby lavish on Torba, so yet he'd kissed the other's temple and ruffled his hair. The sigh that left the other as he finally gave in to sleep had been adorable. Then the beagle-headed lieutenant waiting for him. He was weaving his way out of the highly secure facility, his eyes checking the time on his phone. How was it only 11:30? God! It felt like their life or death battle had happened a year ago. Seconds ago. What even was today?
After I've dropped you off at home, Aizawa-san, would it be alright for me to return to conduct a witness statement and informal interview with Torba? Yes, that's fine. He said so yesterday, and well, now Shigaraki is behind bars. I'm sure he'll better about talking to you, especially with me and Dobby there, he replied as they returned to the elevator. Oh, and Sir Nida has just texted me to say that he'd like to attend as well. Is that wise?
He asked, his brows reaching for his hairline.
Surely he needs to stay here for observation,
he queried, because he'd been unconscious not that long ago. He couldn't help the soft smile tugging his lips when Bubble Girl sent him an image of the man with his thumb up while she posed with the traditional peace sign. How in the world? Sure, the man was a notorious kidder, but...
we have a hero who specializes in healing. She's doing the rounds,
Shigaraki replied, his expression caught between sheepish, relieved, and annoyed.
I too would prefer for everyone to stay here and rest, if nothing else,
he admitted, his gaze narrowing on him.
However, here I am, very hypocritically, getting ready to drive you away with no medical assistance whatsoever to a place where you'll no doubt be working, he chuffed, and you will, I hope, at least take up our offer of counseling, if not for yourself, then for your second oldest ward and the boys in your care too.
Folding his arms, Shouta leaned against the gunmetal wall of the elevator. The little box they were traveling in, nearly reaching its required destination, his lips pursed.
I would really appreciate that for them, Tomer in particular,
he said with a nod, his brows furrowing.
I'm not sure how I'll sell it to him, but I'll try my best.
He acknowledged.
I know he will have been through a lot at the hands of that man. Things he might never tell me or his partner.
He sighed, his lips dipping in a frown.
I know I probably shouldn't be saying this to a police officer, but I would have been happier if Shigaraki was on his way to the morgue right now,
he admitted gruffly.
Off the record,
the older man grunted, his own arms folding.
Same.
Arriving home had never felt so good. Shoo! Laughing as Nomori Atomiko rushed him as he exited the police cruiser, the eatery owner returned the hug they'd wrapped him in before moving to do the same with Asashi. Dude! We are the Eber Sangers! The owner makes sure no one else can access it! You were badass!
And Obro, you were so fucking cool, man! Thanks for holding the fort, guys.
He said, his smile bright.
You're all coming by tomorrow for dinner, right?
Like red mussets, the R-rated hero upped. Delicious food aside, we want all of the details, she demanded before planting a loud kiss on his cheek, grabbing a Cheshire Cat smiling ragdoll by the hand and pulling her to where a taxi was pulling up. Chuckling, his hand lifted in a wave as the four people, his four friends who'd been protecting his home and kids, friends who he wouldn't trade for anyone or anything. He was pretty lucky, wasn't he? Scrambled into the car, back off to their agency to get changed and get back out on the streets, and madly waved back at him as it pulled away. Then, after releasing a breath, he walked toward the Norodeko before pushing open the door and walking inside, his dark eyes taking in the paw prints on the window frames, the name he'd hand-painted across the windows, the candy-striped awning, and the few tables with parasols. Humming in the back of his throat, Shouta wrapped his arms just as tightly around Tomra, the teen's face buried in his neck while his trembling arms clutched at him desperately. Gently rubbing that tremoring back, he then looked to Dabi, who was stood at his left side, his oldest boy clearly wanting to give his partner the room he needed, his handsome face awash with a range of emotions from relief to happiness before those turquoise eyes narrowed, a flicker of flame ghosting around his hair. Fuck, he'd meant to find something to wrap around his neck before he got home.
Sure,
the dark-haired young man said, his volume quiet and tone lacquered with a protective heat.
That's fine,
he promised.
I'm fine.
He furthered.
I've got a full bill of health and everything,
he promised as Tomra pulled away the long sleeves of his lightweight hoodie, swiping at his eyes before he blinked, those crimson-ringed pupils also looking to his neck. Did he? Fuck!
Come on,
he urged.
Let's go upstairs so I can get changed, and then we'll go fuss over the cats and talk, all right?
He offered, his head inclining politely at Sansa, who bowed back, his hands rapidly tapping away on the laptop, and sent to Peter, the pair having asked to stay on, just in case. He and Shigaraki had talked a little on the drive here. Shigaraki was still at large, and although there was no evidence to suggest that the man, wily, ancient intelligence, was a threat by himself, the Pro-Hero Association who'd found, raided, and dismantled the secret bunker beneath Jakku Hospital had discovered some worrying things. The beagle-headed man hadn't elaborated, and he hadn't asked him to. Fine. Dabi huffed his body, walking through the privacy gate past the service bar and into the kitchen, his arm holding the door open for him and Tomra as they walked through together. But I'm getting him an ice pack, and you crazy not-so-old guy, are going to let me help you do the food prep for tomorrow, he stated bluntly, because God forbid that you do something really crazy, like take a day off to rest.
We could totally do that if you want to,
he cut in, his head reaching for him.
I thought that keeping to our normal routine might be better, but...
It is, the decayed quirk user said. We want to make sure that you're okay because, well, that's all you ever seem to do for a show. Me in particular, he murmured guiltily, a gloved finger tentatively reaching for and touching his neck, his shoulders relaxing when he didn't move or flinch away.
You guys look after me plenty,
he returned warmly, his right hand happily accepting the tea cloth filled with ice that the flame-quirked boy gave him, that protective anger which had ignited his hair fizzling as he watched them, his own frame relaxing a little. They'd all been running off of fear, worry, and adrenaline for the past few days, hadn't they?
I'm sorry that you've been forced to stay behind and view everything from the sidelines,
he admitted gently.
But I'm so glad. Tomer, you have no idea how glad I am that you let me help you. Knowing that you were both here,
he murmured, his hands reaching for theirs.
Knowing that I'd be able to do something to keep you safe, to make your lives better, you gave me such courage and strength out there.
He admitted, the teens bonking at him, their eyes shining.
You big sap,
Debbie tried to challenge while swiping at his face.
Is it true? Mike said that you gave him the cat dad special?
He tried to laugh, all of them snickering.
Cat dad special?
Oh, he chuckled.
Yeah, I did.
He snickered.
The look on his face when my leg connected was spectacular.
After a quick shower, an early lunch shared with sidekicks and police officers, the three of them entered the cat enclosure, blissfully cool, their feline family members, delighted at their presence, made their way to the back wall and slumped against the deliciously cold brick with relieved sighs. They talked extensively about what he and the pros had done. He told Tomura that twice had been rescued. He'd been relieved. He told them how Kurogiri's body may have been damaged beyond repair. They wouldn't lose any sleep over it. He'd celebrated Mitsuki. They'd wholeheartedly agreed that the woman deserved a devil's fruitcake on the house. He'd shown them pictures of Naoki and explained about his quirk, his hero name, and passed on the older teen's sentiments and goodwill. He was wearing a bandana, one of Davi's, and dressed in pajama pants and a similarly black tank top. He'd felt better after his quick shower. There'd been quite a bit of red mixed in with the dust he'd spilled away. He'd not realized that some of his cuts had been pretty long and deep. He'd not felt them at all, really. He knew that some of the blood was that of his friends, their bodies having hugged, his arms having queried full throttle when he'd found her in the debris after Shigaraki's explosive quirk had blown the top off the storm drain they'd been hiding in. He'd not said as much to the teens. They were worried enough as it was, even with this outcome. And so they'd sat together with Gigi coiled protectively in Tomura's lap. Homura and Hahue were snuggling between him and Dabi, whilst Hime, of all cats, no doubt attracted by his warmth, had stretched down Dabi's long, loose linen trouser-covered legs, her fluffy tail swaying contentedly as the scarred male gently scratched at her head.
So, are you going to give in to Nezu and become a pro hero after all?
Blinking, his dark eyes moving to the turquoise of his oldest ward, Shouta tried to shake his head.
I might consider having a token license one day, when our study group is older, he admitted. If they're all going to rush off and seek that career, then I want to be able to watch over them and advise them,
he said.
But in the first instance, no,
he murmured, his own fingers carefully grooming Hahue whilst her kittens and the other juveniles continued to frolic and play all around them. They were all wearing a form of laced boot sneakers. But Skatsugo, Red Riot, Kero, and Reijin were all in some kind of unspoken contest as to whom could unlace, tug, and free the white strands out of their shoes the fastest. Ah, so cute.
Besides, between the cafe, our family, and our friends, I'd say that my life is pretty full, wouldn't you?
He smiled, his hands reaching for theirs again.
And I wouldn't have it any other way. All right?
Sat in a dark cell. His body bound, collared, belted into straitjackets, and strapped to a wheelchair, but no longer in pain. Shigaraki stared impassively at the two-way glass where one of the dogs, literal this time, responsible for his capture stood. He hummed. "And why should I answer any of your questions?" he asked.
"What leniency would you give me,
What quarter?" He hedged, his shoulders shrugging as much as they were allowed under the thick, quick-restraining fabric he was attuned to.
"Not of course,"
the lieutenant replied.
"You being here is enough. For now," he stated. "However, we both know that your physical presence in Tartarus only means so much,"
he offered. So they were still afraid of him. They weren't underestimating him. Good.
Yes, you are correct, of course, he taunted. "And just how long do you think you can keep me here, nah?" he asked. "Or perhaps the better question is," he paused, his smile sincere, "why do you think I'm allowing my imprisonment, You'll not get anywhere talking in riddles, Shigaraki-san. Would you like me to talk to you properly? Candidly, dog-san?
He juggled his cerulean eyes, sparkling with glee when the other officers in the room sneered at him and what he'd said. Oh, but wasn't that title appropriate?
Yo, I'm not much for your sort, he admitted freely. No offense, he grinned. However, I found myself to be more of a cat person as of late. He purred, a thrill running up his spine when he saw those dark eyes narrow at him. Ah! Yes. Oh, why am I not surprised that our dear Aizawa-kun is known to you? What a popular young man he is. How very useful indeed. This interview is over. Take him away.
One moment more of your time, if you please, dog-san, he called as the doors to the maximum security holding cell he'd been wheeled into opened to allow 6 heavily armed riot gear-wearing people to enter. Good heavens, what fun!
You're interested in the information that I have, yes? Get him back to his bring me Aizawa Shouta for a visit or two. Yes, have him craft one of those darling little pies for me, he added, his greedy eyes turning to the CCTV camera zooming in on him. The police commissioner, head of the Hero Commission, and whomever else might be eavesdropping, no doubt all asking who Aizawa was. Wonderful. Do this for me, Dog Sam, and I'll happily talk to him for as long as you please.